Bose has led the noise canceling game for years, and now we've got two flagship headphones to compare. The original QuietComfort Ultra from 2023 and the brand new QuietComfort Ultra 2nd Gen. So if you're considering upgrading, or maybe you're buying your first pair of QC Ultras, then you're probably thinking, what's the difference? Side by side, straight up, you can barely tell the two apart. Both follow Bose's signature QuietComfort design. Lightweight plastic builds, adjustable padded headbands, and plush angled ear cups with a few physical controls, all in a foldable, travel-friendly design. The original Ultras weigh just 253 grams, which is nice and light for longer listening sessions or flights. The 2nd Gen, pretty much the same story. Fit, build, controls, all identical. And at 260 grams, they're just as light and comfortable to wear. It's a straight up copy and paste, to be honest, which isn't always a bad thing. That said, and this applies to both models, if you've got bigger ears, the QC line might not be your best match. These ear cups are not very big. I can feel them touching both the back of my ear and the bottom of my earlobes when I'm wearing them. It's not necessarily a deal breaker for me, and I'd say I have average size ears, but it is worth knowing if you prefer a roomier ear cup. And yes, they do get pretty warm on hot summer days. Both come with the same zippered travel case as well. Literally identical, down to the zipper pull and the little loop there as well. So yeah, design-wise, the 2nd Gen feels more like a refresh than a redesign. On to controls, both versions of the Bose QuietComfort Ultra headphones aren't super intuitive at first, but once you learn them, they're easy enough to use. The Bluetooth button handles power, pairing, and battery checks, while the touch strip on the right ear cup can adjust your volume with a swipe or trigger your shortcut when held. Jury's still out on the volume swipe pad though. It's not the most responsive or precise, so you'll sometimes get a big jump in volume up or down, especially if you're trying to make a quick adjustment on the go. I prefer to just feel a few clicks from the buttons on my phone, but that's just me. On to connectivity, this is where we start to see some real differences. The original QuietComfort Ultra headphones use Bluetooth 5.3 and support SBC, AAC, and aptX adaptive, including aptX lossless. Of course, you'll still need a Snapdragon Sound enabled phone to actually take advantage of that last codec. Otherwise, you can plug in with a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter cable for analog audio, but its USB-C port only handles charging. This means no audio over USB-C. The 2nd Gen, however, improves on that with Bluetooth 5.4 and full USB-C audio support. This means you can finally get lossless audio directly over USB-C straight from your phone to your headphones. Great news for anyone still waiting on Spotify's upcoming lossless tier, or maybe you use high-res local files. And it supports all the same codecs, so you still get aptX adaptive and lossless, again, if your device supports it. And just a quick note for comparison, Sony's WH-1000XM6 still doesn't support USB-C audio, which makes the QC Ultra Gen 2 a real win when it comes to flexibility. Speaking of features, both pairs connect to the Bose app, which is great for firmware updates and where you'll find that classic, underwhelming Bose EQ section. If you really like to tweak the sound of your headphones, no Bose product is right for you, unless you're okay with relying on third-party EQ apps, because Bose still only gives you a generic 3-band custom equalizer with bass, middle, and treble sliders. Absolutely ridiculous. Although hey, that's still more customization than Apple is willing to give us, so that's good. Otherwise, one of Bose's standout features is Custom Tune, which is designed to calibrate the sound getting to your ears every time you turn these headphones on. That personalization ensures consistency from person to person, and both versions of the QC Ultra headphones include it. The 2nd Gen does, however, add a new cinema mode, designed for those watching movies. In my experience, the effect wasn't mind-blowing, it's more of a spatial tweak than true surround sound, but it's there if you want to play with it, if you're watching movies with your headphones often, not something I'm personally gonna use. How's the battery? Should we talk about battery? Let's talk about battery. Battery life is pretty much a tie. In our standardized testing, both headphones delivered around 27 hours of playback with ANC enabled. That's plenty battery life for multiple work days, multiple commutes, or even a long haul flight. Fast charging is also identical. 15 minutes of charging will get you about 2 hours of playback. There are no changes there. Now, when it comes to the microphones, again, it's a bit of a wash. Both versions sound really good in ideal conditions with very little background noise or those weird digital artifacts you sometimes hear. The noise reduction does a decent job of keeping your voice up front, even if you're talking softly or turning your head a bit. Out in the real world, like on a busy street or in a coffee shop, both still hold up pretty well. They cut down most of the background noise, though your voice can sound a little processed once the noise reduction really kicks in. Overall, call quality is great on both models, and honestly, you'd be hard pressed to tell them apart. So if you're hoping for a big mic upgrade with the 2nd gen, you won't really find one. They both perform about the same, and that's already pretty solid for Bluetooth headphones. Now, when it comes to noise canceling, both versions of the QC Ultras are still among some of the best in the business. The original model already reduces the loudness of outside noises by about 85%, and the 2nd gen pushes that just slightly further to 87%. It's not a dramatic jump, but when you're already kinda at the top, those improvements are much smaller and kinda more refined. Bose claims the 2nd gen has more precise ANC. It's meant to better target certain frequencies and react more naturally to your surroundings. In real world use, the difference is extremely subtle. Again, both models handle low rumbles, traffic, and background chatter really well, as long as you can get a good seal over your ears, which of course is the most important part. Ultimately, either pair is going to get the job done if you're looking to block out the world around you, whether you're on a long haul flight or you have a lengthy commute to work. Now, when it comes to sound quality, again, both versions of the QC Ultra headphones deliver that familiar Bose house sound. Boosted bass, clear treble, and an underemphasized mid-range. That consumer-friendly V-shape tuning works great for genres like pop and hip-hop, but your tastes may vary. A lot of casual listeners seem to like this tuning, but again, sound is subjective, and personally, you might not enjoy this tuning, but that's okay. Looking at their measured frequency response charts, the 2nd gen tones things down a bit, at least in the low end. The original model emphasizes bass frequencies much more than the 2nd gen, almost up to 15 dB, around 30 Hz in the sub bass. That's great for bass heads, but again, personally, it's a bit more low end than I like. It's awesome for punchy kick drums, but if you listen to as much progressive death metal as I do, those double kick drum patterns can get a little fatiguing after a while. Otherwise, the mids on the Gen 2 line up pretty closely with our preference curve, while the Gen 1 show a noticeable underemphasis in the mids. This underemphasis can make some instruments like snare drums, distorted guitars, or string sections sound a little quieter than you're used to. And the Gen 1 show this odd spike in the treble, around 8 to 9 kilohertz, which can make hi-hats and cymbals sound a little too shrill for some. Ultimately, this can lead to listening fatigue over longer listening sessions. Fortunately, the Gen 2 doesn't have this treble spike. In short, the 2nd gen is tuned closer to our house curve. It's still somewhat bass heavy, but less so compared to the original. If you're already familiar with the Bose QC sound, I think you'll still enjoy these. Plus, you can always jump into that 3-band EQ to bump up the low end if you want a little more oomph out of your kick drum. So which pair of Bose QC Ultra headphones should you buy? The originals for $429 or the 2nd gen for $449? If you're new to the Bose Ultra lineup, the 2nd gen is the better choice. For just 20 bucks more, you get USB-C audio and the latest Bluetooth version, plus that slightly better tuning. It's more of the future-proof buy. Existing owners, stick with what you got. And if you want to know even more about these brand new QC Ultra headphones Generation 2, be sure to watch Harley's full review right here. Happy listening.